Hey everyone, welcome to Arizona Dreams. Today we are going to the city of Goodyear, which you see the sign there, hopefully. The city of Goodyear is on West Valley. From the East Valley, it's about an hour's drive, depending on where you're coming from. In East Valley, it could be further, the further out in the east you are. For Phoenix, if you're looking to commute to Phoenix, you're talking about anywhere from 45 minutes to maybe an hour and 15, again, depending on where you're going in Phoenix, what time you're going, etc. Let's talk about jumping right into Goodyear Stats. We've got on Area Vibe, they're saying that the crime rate here is a C- grade. That's, again, one source. Check your sources. And their education grade was an F. Now, that was areavibe.com. According to Great Schools, we'll get those ratings in a second.
Make a slight left turn at the traffic.
All right, so according to Great Schools, I don't know, they don't give you a grade, so I will tell you that there were 3 9s, 2 8s, 2 7s, 7 6s, 2 5s, 1 4, 2 3s, and 1 1, and a couple that were unrated. So to me, that says that the schools are kind of mediocre. They're not terrible, and they're not great, but you've got 2 sources now, and I'm sure there are plenty more out there to check. That said, I do know that Basis has a school out here, and Basis touts itself as always being a year ahead of the rest of the valley as far as, you know, if I'm 3rd grade, I'm actually doing 4th grade material. So that's one option. There is one out here. There's also a Great Hearts Academy out here, and it's a very strict curriculum, and they're supposed to be really good. But again, you know, these are both chain schools, so locations do make a difference. You know, you don't always get the same results. While I'm driving, you'll see one of the airports. I don't know what airport that is, but looks like they have some decent-sized planes there. Population here, 72,000, give or take. Median age, 37, plus or minus. I think it was 37.3 is what I was coming up with. The household income median, about 74,000, plus or minus. Let's talk about housing. As we're heading, by the way, we're heading to Goodyear Ballpark. So you can see one of the things to do in Goodyear. But back to median household stuff. The list price, $29,700, $297,000 that is. Sale price though is only $276,000, and the value $235,000. So again, you see some disparities in list. People think their house, everybody thinks their houses are more than they are worth. And that's normal. But then you see that the actual list to sale to value, and again, that's pretty standard across the valley. You always see them listing for much more than what they're actually worth. So we're heading into the ballpark area here. There's one on the left, and there's also one on the right. And honestly, I haven't been out to this ballpark, so I don't know which is which. But if I had to guess, this is Goodyear Ballpark here. I'm not sure what that is over there. Talking about demographics, Goodyear is 57% white, 27% Hispanic, 9% black. 20.9% of Goodyear actually speaks a different language than English. This is the ballpark. I'll turn in here and you can see this is one of the nice entertainment opportunities for Goodyear is to come out and watch a ball game. Of course, it's pretty hot right now, so you probably don't want to sit in a ball game during the day, and I don't know that they play during the day here. Pretty sure they play their night games. They definitely have the lighting for a night game. Goodyear, if you're wondering where the heck is Goodyear, it's bordered by Avondale, Glendale, Buckeye, and Litchfield Park. Interesting notes, Buckeye is touted to be the next major growing city within the next 10 years. So I would expect that all of these cities that I just mentioned are probably going to see some growth. Again, if they can find an anchor to pull in. And there's kind of a cool little wrapped baseball statue there in front of the park. So this is the park. It looks like a nice little park. It looks like they've got plenty of parking here. Certainly one of the things that you can do here. You've also got a nice scenery backdrop of the mountains. I'm not sure which mountains those are. We're going to go to Australia Mountains, though, here in a little bit.
2.5 miles.
So, like I said, we're going to head over to Australia Mountain Park, but on my right, if I can find a way to get in there, I'll get us into one of the neighborhoods so you can see. This is Australia Vista is the neighborhood, per the last sign I saw. I'm just looking for an entrance to get in there. But you got this beautiful view. Again, a lot of the valley has the opportunity to see mountains either directly from your house or, within 5 to 10 minutes you can be looking at, be on top of, doing a hike or whatever. So we're going to go into this neighborhood here just to check it out.
Make a U-turn, then take the first right.
Here we go. And I already gave you the housing prices here. So $297 is our median list, and $278 is our actual median sale. But these look like nice homes. I know that you're supposed to get more bang for your buck on the West Valley in general.
When possible,
These don't look like they're small houses. Wow, Cleveland Browns. Somebody's a transplant. But, this is the typical architecture. It's not like some of those cool homes that we saw that were older homes in Tempe, per se. That had the brick sidings and stuff. This is standard valley construction here, stucco siding. And it's not true stucco construction, let's be clear. It's plastered on stucco with wood frame underneath. And the tiles, the clay tiles. A lot of solar out here. You're going to start seeing solar more often, I think, especially with the newer construction. California just passed a thing saying you have to have, new construction has to have solar or a solar plant, if you will, for the neighborhood. So if they don't want solar on the roofs, they have to have it there. And I expect Arizona tends to mimic California, so that may be coming for Arizona within the next 10 years, where they pass some kind of law that says all new construction has to have an alternative energy source. But again, these houses are a decent size. They don't look too small to me, and they look like standard neighborhoods for the valley. You've got your community mailboxes, small front yards that are typically close to the frontage of the street, right? They're typically side-by-side construction. They typically have, big park green space. That's for two reasons. They tend to try to flow the water to it, which you see the tunnels over there in the corners. That's for drainage. They try to do that, but also it gives the community an area to go play, walk the dogs, take the pets, whatever, take the kids, and just have a nice area to kind of hang out in. This neighborhood looks like it has a lot of little cul-de-sacs, if you will. But yeah, so there's one example of the housing. I'm sure we'll see a couple more. But we're going to head over to the Australia Mountain Range. There is a cost to go into this park. I want to say it's $7 a car. And again, so I don't have to say it too many times, hydrate when you get in there. Whenever you're on the day. It's about 10:30 in the morning, and it's probably in the mid-80s right now. I'm sure as we go through the day, it'll get into the 90s. I think today's supposed to be a relatively cool day, 95. And yes, I did say relatively cool because in the valley, under 100 is considered nice weather, and under 80 is considered cold weather. Over on the left there, you see a big Cincinnati Reds insignia. Remember that the valley has quite a few spring training teams. We pointed some out when we were in Tempe and Scottsdale, but that must be the Cincinnati Reds ballpark where they do their spring training, since it's decorated all over the place with Cincinnati Reds logo. I will assume that is what that park is. Goodyear to me so far seems like it's kind of at least this area seems like it's kind of a sleepy town, but a nice area. I don't see anything unattractive about Goodyear. It seems nice. Of course, as soon as I say that, there's some kind of land thing going there, but it's away from all the housing. Some kind of processing plant. It looks like maybe a landfill or something. On my right, you see a community bingo. There's an academy, it looks like, of some kind, a salon, and a little restaurant, looks like. A couple other little shops, some storage. So I think we're probably on the fringe of Goodyear now, given the fact that the ballpark was out here. You tend to try to keep that away from housing if you can, because games tend to run a little bit later. There's a sign for Goodyear up there, so maybe we are getting on the fringe to the mountains there. You just saw another City of Goodyear sign. It was quite rural out here, but looks like we might have some houses being built. There's a sign that was on the right that was saying, pointing to some construction stuff, and this is definitely heading towards Australia Mountain Park, so those must be the Australia Mountains. Again, I don't get out here too often, so forgive me for not having the exact knowledge of, yeah, that's those.